Disclaimer, if you're new here, hi, welcome. But you should know JD, that's me, is not a fan of Tiny Desk. I'll start with Kalani, if you don't mind. Add a little balanced here. We spoke about Kalani's album Crash recently. If y'all want to see that review, you can go back and find it. Also, I said there I'm a big fan of Kalani, so I was very excited when this one came out. I still continue to see people posting what she said about um, Gaza, the Congo, Hawaii, that whole segment.
Yeah.
I think that was great, but it's, a lot of people seem surprised, so I'll start there. Um, I, as a fan of her, understand that this is something she does. She is outspoken when she believes in something. She has discussed these things before, even when things happen with Tory Lanez. She had arguably what was a hit record removed from the album. It doesn't exist anymore. You can only find it like on YouTube of people reposting it and stuff like that. There's a song with her and Tory Lanez. She took it out. So Kalani is an artist who speaks up on issues that she has feelings about. Um, she definitely uses her platform in those ways. So I thought that was really good. A lot of people seem shocked. I don't think those people really follow Kalani, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they, excuse me, maybe they're familiar with her music, but not the things that she speaks of online. Um, but I do follow her online, and so I've been following her for, I don't know, something like 10 years probably, um, or close to that. And so that was not a shock to me. I thought that was beautiful that she spoke that way and even offered some solutions. She spoke
Yeah.
about spending your money in certain places, donating your money to certain places. I thought that was smart because I know some people feel that speaking out is not enough. You have to do something else or offer some type of solution. I don't agree with that, but she gave a solution, and so I said, "Man, covering all the bases. Great job, Kalani." I also thought this was a great song selection. Again, she did some really cool transitions. The transition from Distraction to whatever the second song was, I can't remember off the top of my head. That was really cool hearing that transition. I did not like the rendition they did, the version they did of the single we reviewed, the single you said you didn't like. Um, I didn't like that rendition they did. Um, why you jaw dropped? You like that version?
I loved it.
I didn't
I
like it,
loved it. I loved it. And in fact, I thought to myself, if I could just hear this way,
but it didn't
I would
sound
listen to
anything
this
like
all
the
the
original.
time.
That's what was messing me up
Oh, I loved it. I thought
because
it
it
was,
sounded different.
yeah, I loved
Yeah,
it.
see,
I
I
was
didn't get
singing
that.
along. I enjoyed myself. I almost watched it twice. I
No, I
said,
didn't
wow,
like that.
this is really good.
I
I like
actually
this
was gonna,
live.
yeah, because they changed the beat. That's why you liked it.
It was still a little bit of that though. You
It
don't
was
think
alright.
so? It was still a
I
little bit
didn't
of
like
that.
it. Now, I will give
I
props
loved it.
though. I did think adding the people clapping,
That was good.
that was a smart add-on and a way to pick up the energy in the room. I also caught that she tried to bring the claps back and no one peeped it. Because at one point she put her hands above her head and started clapping, and no one else clapped. I peeped that as well. I thought it was great. Once again, my issue is as soon as I started having a blast, I was watching it while I was on the treadmill. I was having a great time as I was running on the treadmill, and then it ended. And I said, "Oh, what's going on here? Why is it ending?" And it ended. I thought it was great. I have no complaint as far as everything she did and the band. I thought it was great. I just am not a big fan of that one rendition. But another problem I have with Tiny Desk, and you could see at certain moments in Kalani's performance, is you're in an office, right? Where other things are going on. So some of these really talented vocalists, like a Thames, like a Kalani, they can't really belt out these big vocals. They have to hold back because they're in this office.
Was she holding
Kehlani,
back because she was in an office, or was she holding back because she's shy? Because she made sure to tell the crowd that she's shy,
no, go
and
look up
that's why
Kehlani
it took her so
performances.
long to do it. Apparently, they invited her a long time ago, and she didn't
Yeah, she
because she's
mentioned
shy.
that twice. Yeah, she mentioned that twice. You are correct. No, go watch a Kehlani performance. Kehlani can definitely hold a note, and you saw that at some instances, but you also could see that she was holding back.
But
Uh,
do you think that there is a difference between someone uh playing to like a larger venue where you can't see the faces as well and being able to like block that out versus being in an intimate venue where like people are steps away from you and it's more intimate, like you're having to engage more with them because again, you can see them and they're just standing just a few feet away from you. You don't think that someone who's shy might feel that way in that setting because of the fact that it's so intimate?
Bro, I'm not talking about just Kalani. I'm saying this is not the first time I have seen this happen at a Tiny Desk performance.
Oh, you
So
said
if it's
you
Kalani,
okay, I'm confused.
I started with Kalani because yes, I saw that Kalani was holding back. And what
Right.
I'm
So,
saying,
okay. Everybody, go ahead.
I'm saying that this is something that happens often when I watch Tiny Desk. When Thames was up there, I watched some of Thames the other day as well because she was up there recently. When Thames is up there, Thames is also holding back. Thames didn't say anything about being shy.
Okay.
So even if Kalani was doing it because she's shy, okay, cool, no problem. Maybe that's why Jeezy sounded like he was reading from a book. I don't know. But what I'm saying is when you watch singers on Tiny Desk, they have to hold back and bring down their energy very often. I know that Usher went viral multiple times and did not do that. But Usher is not the norm on these Tiny Desk performances. And so that's what I'm saying. I could tell that Kalani was holding back multiple times. You're asking me, is it because she's shy? I don't know if that's the reason. I'm inclined to believe, because I've seen it multiple times, that it's because of the Tiny Desk setup.
Hmm. Okay.
I think that's another thing that dampens the performance, or I don't know if there's a better term, but I think it's one of the things that makes it less enjoyable, because if you're watching someone perform, you want to see their full range of skills, especially when we're talking about someone with vocal abilities. Sure, maybe rappers, you don't have to worry about that as much, but with people who sing and can really hold notes, not like a Drake or a J. Cole who harmonize, people who can really sing and hold notes, they need to be able to sing from the diaphragm and let those notes out. And I feel like at Tiny Desk, they're not really able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So to me, that was another thing that was not cool, was seeing Kalani hold back. If she did it because she is shy, okay, no problem. But I don't think that's the reason.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on Kalani's
I
Tiny
thought
Desk?
she, I thought she did great. I thought her voice sounded buttery smooth. I thought that I had no issues with her performance. Um, her meaning her performance. Um, I thought I thought she did great. I was happy to after having listened to the album, I was happy to see her perform something live. As I said, I really enjoyed After Hours. Um, the way she performed it. You said that it's probably because the beat was different. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I just felt like I connected with the song way more while I was watching Tiny Desk than when I've listened to it. When I've listened to the recorded track. So that was a pleasant surprise. Figured I would bring that surprise here. So I was surprised when you said that
Right.
you didn't like it. Um, I did not enjoy the. I guess maybe this is a trend, but I did not enjoy the background singers. I felt like they were too loud.
Okay.
Um, it wasn't that they sounded bad. I just felt like they were too loud over her.
Gotcha.
Um, and I wondered what the solution would have been there other than like adjusting the volumes. And I almost wondered if maybe one less of them or maybe only one of them was there, then maybe that might help with that problem. I feel like she has a softer voice. So you don't necessarily want a bunch of people over there singing over her. And that's what it sounded like at some in some moments. It sounded like they were singing over her rather than singing
Under.
underneath her vocals.
I
And
think
that
that's
bothered
from the holding back because I think one moment where that shines is during distraction, which if you listen to the recorded track, if you listen to it on her projects, distraction doesn't sound like that. She is belting out. She is really singing on that song. And you could tell during the performance, she was holding back.
and that's a fair critique. I guess my thing is then 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 the levels need to be adjusted to where she's at. Like I feel like meet the artist where they are. She shouldn't be meeting the background vocals where they are. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um, so if for whatever reason she was, and I don't know what the operation is like over there. Like I don't know how many of their people are there, managing things. Because I would have been like, turn down their mics or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? After the first song, when you realize that they sound a little bit louder than her, turn it down. If this
Got
is where she is right now, then let's allow her to be there and just make adjustments around her. So that was I think that's really my only critique.
okay.
I really enjoyed it. I agree that I wish it was longer. Um, yeah, I gave me a lot of respect for her because I really did not like that After Hours song.
Right.
But excuse me, I also feel like if you can make me a believer out of your live performance, I'll take that over not liking the
Original.
recorded track. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, all good things when it comes to her. It was just, and maybe that maybe that's a function of the event, the show itself. I did not like the backgrounds. I think the best the best background vocals we've had was Usher's.
Yeah,
Um,
I figured you were going to say that.
yeah. Um, but that's the thing. I think that when I think that's something that people could take away, and I don't think Usher's the only person who's done this. It's just because we're talking about him, but I think a good way to kind of allow them to have their shine is also to kind of highlight them the way that Usher did. Like Usher threw it to Eric Bellinger at one
Yeah,
point. Usher
Babyface did
threw
the
it
same
to
thing.
yeah. So I think that's a way to incorporate them and let their about voices be loud, as opposed to like everybody trying to sing all at the same time and at different levels. And it just, to me, it just at one point between them singing loud over her and the band going, I was just like, this is weird.
Got
Um, but again, I felt like she sounded great. So it wasn't her sound that I had an issue with at all. I just, and if it was that she was holding back, then I get it. But I wish that they would have made adjustments to, you know, deal with that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think it's clear we enjoyed both Tiny Desks.
Mhm.
And I think that's
Really,
not
we
bad.
couldn't tell.
Oh, stop it.
We could not tell.
Stop it. I gave good feedback about both Tiny Desks.
Oh, okay.